Hey, boys and girls, it's time to code. But seriously, let's look at this FRQ, which deals with a customer class. Okay, so here is the FRQ. It's pretty straightforward. So it says the following class represents a customer. Okay, I'm going to get my box highlighter. The variable name represents the name of the customer. And the variable current uh, account number represents the um, customer's account number. Okay, so these two right here. Okay, and then let's look down here. Notice these two are non-static um, variables. So non-static. So what does that mean? Well, these are the instance variables of the class. So every customer will get these. Now, in contrast, let me get my highlighter. In contrast, each time a customer object is created, a static variable next account number is used to assign the customer's account number. So notice this is a static variable. Okay, so let me get a text box, maybe red. So static variables, what does that mean? One copy for all customers. Okay, so that's kind of a key thing. Static variables versus non-static variables or instance variables. Okay. So each object will have a name and a current account number, and the whole class will have the next account number to keep track of which one we're on. Let's see. Notice down here, here's my, let's see, let me get green here. This is my constructor. It takes a parameter n. So notice n is, we're going to set the name. Now look closely at the static variable. It is assigned to the current account number. So let's say I'm on customer 17. He's going to get the number 17. And then I'm going to increment it so I'm ready for customer 18. Okay, so much like we did in our shopping cart. Okay, so what's part A? For this video, write a method for the customer class that will return a string. So there's my return type representing a bill notice when a double value is passed. When passed a double value representing the amount due. So notice they're telling me this method will need a parameter. It's a double value for the amount due. Okay, so I'm going to write a method to get the bill notice, and it's going to return a string. So it's not going to be void. It's not going to print. It's going to return a string. So that's kind of a key word. Let me highlight that. So it's going to return. So it's not void. You might think it's printing, but it's going to return a string. Okay. So for example, if the customer name has name Jeremiah and the account number is 3 and the amount due is $50.50, the method should return the string in the following format. Jeremiah, account number 3, please pay 50/50. So let's see. Using my colors here, maybe the pink. Jeremiah is the name. The account number is 3. And the parameter, the amount due, is 50/50. Okay, so that's what I'm sending in. All right, let's go ahead and write the method. Okay, notice this one, they do not give me a method heading, so I have to kind of come up with my own. Okay, so I'm choosing to call it get bill notice up here. Okay, so I'm going to go to that replit. Now, the main class, you don't have to do anything in it. The customer class is simply to use as an editor. We're not going to test these and see if they work. Okay, so what should I do? This public, of course. It's non-static because I want to call it on a any object, any customer object, but it's going to return a string. Okay, so this is a non-static method, and I'm going to call it get bill notice. Okay, and notice it said right here, it will be passed a double value for the amount due. Okay, so there is one parameter, it's a double, and I can call it A, but for just clarity, I'm going to call it amount due. Okay, and then what I want to do is return a string with this message. So Jeremiah, or name, comma, account number, then the what's it called, current account num, and then return the double parameter that's been sent in. Okay, so I can make a string called output and then return it, or just return the string. So I'll go ahead and do it this way first. Make sure when you have a non-void method, you have a return statement. Okay, so I'm going to make it as two things. So let's see, what's it need to say? There you go, right here. Let me get a shape. Okay, that's the message I want. Name, comma, space, account number. Okay, oops, not AP Classroom yet. Okay, so what is this, the instance variable called? Okay, I don't have it in my class. It's called name and current account number. So I got to use their variables. Name plus quote, comma, space, account number, space, and then plus, what's that variable? It's got kind of a weird name. The instance variable, cur account num. So CURACC NUM. Then what do I want to say after that? So Jeremiah, account number 3, comma, please pay money. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and do this on the next line just for the video. Quote, space, please pay money. Okay, and I think there's a comma just to be, yeah, there's a comma after the account number. So comma, space, please pay, $, comma, space, please pay, $. And then on the AP test, you can just do the amount due. Okay, and there it's my string. Now, obviously, we're used to doing string.format %.2f. Okay, but on an AP test, that is not required. Okay, so I could do this, and then it's formatted really nice for output, but the amount due is fine. Okay, so I'll just leave it in its simplest form. Okay, so on the AP test, they don't care about any formatting. Okay, so let's make sure I have it. So Jeremiah, comma, space, account number. So name, comma, space, account number, and then the current account number, which is 3, then comma, space, please pay, space, $, comma, space, please pay, $, and then the amount due. Don't worry about formatting. Okay, and there we go. So there's basically the method. One thing I want to point out, the instance variable is totally optional. I can do this dot name and this dot current amount, so that it's referring to the current object. But again, that is implied, not needed. So here's probably the simplest form of the method to do. And there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to Copy and paste this into Cami just to show how painless this is. So I want to get a text box, click and paste. There we go. And then in AP Classroom, I'm going to click on the customer. And it will load. And I'm going to paste it in for box A. There we go. So click in there, paste, and I am done with this part. And I could, let's see, I can get rid of this. There you go. That looks a little bit better for here. Okay. So anyway, there is part A, a simple get method where we send in a parameter and access the instance variables. Okay. Oh yeah, before I sign off, another option is, you know how I made a string output and returned it? An even cleaner version is just return that string. So let me, some of you may have done this. Let's see. Okay, and let me, oops. Oh, wow. There you go. So that is an even cleaner version if you don't want to make an output. Remember, a getter, it just returns a string. Just return it right away without even making a variable. Okay, so there's another option. So you can just return the string that you build, or as we did here, make a string called output and then return that string. All right, this is Mr. Hicks for part A. Check out part B in the next video.